Marami sa mga tao ngayon, sinasabi nila sa society, sa trabaho, sa real life, sinasabi nila, if you never try, you'll never know. No, karamihan yan, bata pa tayo, when we were kids, we are very, very curious. Sinasabi natin sa magulang natin, I wanted to be able to try and move on other things to do. Sinasabi sa atin ng mga friends natin, you'll never try. If you'll never try, you will never know. You don't know what you don't know, ika nga. Sinasabi rin sa mga soldiers sa training ng mga military, lagi nilang sinasabi, you don't know what you don't know. No? Lagi nilang sinasabi, it's one of their kumbaga one of their morals, no? You don't know what you don't know. So you don't need to know what you don't need to know. 'Di ba? In trading, if you'll never try doing, you will never know. If you never try doing something else sa buhay mo, isipin, for example, you wanted to go abroad, you wanted to go sa mag-OFW. Gusto mong magkaroon ng sariling kotse, for example. Gusto mong magkaroon ng sariling bahay, no? You'll never know the feeling of having a car unless you try it. You'll never know the feeling of driving your brand new, two-door car without trying it. You'll never know the feeling of being in a very beautiful house kung di mo susubukan, no? That is the principle in our life. You never know if you don't try. Sa ating society ngayon, marami tayong gustong gawin sa buhay, no? In trading, we want it to be very, very profitable. We want to be very, very profitable. Even in our daily lives, pag lumalabas tayo sa isang, lakad, we want it to be able to achieve our objective by being successful. Po tayo ng plano. We want it to be able to, for example, visit 3 places, itinerary natin. You want to go to a different country. In our daily lives, we want it to be very, very successful, no? In trading, we want it to be very, very successful. In our real lives, no, we wanted to work, we wanted to be promoted. Gusto mo maging gusto mo maging successful sa buhay mo, gusto mo maging chief engineer, maging piloto, maging guro. Lahat tayo, we wanted to be very, very successful. No? Hindi lang sa trading. Sige nga, i-type mo dyan, ano ba yung pangarap mo nung bata ka? I-type mo dyan, ano ba yung pangarap mo? Do you wanted to become an engineer, a teacher? Do you wanted to become something else? I-type mo nga ano yung pangarap mo. Right? In everything that we do in life, we want it to be very, very successful. Pero, ladies and gentlemen, gusto kong sabihin sa'yo na very, very quite ironic minsan na sasabihin sa'yo ni Coach Miranda Minor, to be really good in something, no? Tanggalin ko muna yung word na trading, no? To be really good in something, you need to be comfortable failing at it. To be really good in trading, you need to be comfortable failing at it. Sabi ng mga tao na kinuwentuhan ko nito ng mga nakaraang taon. Sabi nila, Coach, parang napaka-ironic naman ng statement na yan. Bakit ironic? Kasi parang hindi sila nag-agree. Bakit? Kasi Coach, isipin mo comfortable and failing. Ba't parang hindi sila magka-connect? Why are they not connected to each other? Bakit parang pag sinabi mong you need to be good in trading, you need to be comfortable failing at it, parang it doesn't make any sense. Parang it doesn't make any sense. No? So, I challenge them. Pakinggan mo mabuti ano yung sasabihin ko. Bakit you need to be comfortable in failing? Why do you need to fail now? Bakit mo kailangan mag-fail agad? Why do you need to fail fast? No? To be good in trading or to be good in life, kailangan mo mag-fail agad. You need to fail fast and fail forward. Okay? Before kita bigyan ng next mga tips ko, meron ako kukwento sa'yo. Isang napakasikat na story nung early 2010, no? Mga early 2000s, no? Hindi ko alam kung naalala ninyo yung problema ng Deepwater Horizon, yung British Petroleum na company. It's called Deepwater Horizon. So, one of their former CEO, si Tony Hayward, handled that particular scenario. It was a very, 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 very big disaster. And I'm not sure if you remember that Deepwater Horizon oil spill was one of the largest, most disastrous oil spill na nangyari sa history. No? It was one of the disastrous oil spill na nangyari sa history. Sabi ni Hayward, yung CEO, I promise to focus like a laser. I promise to focus like a laser nung binigay sa kanya yung trabaho noong 2007. And he then spent most of his time downplaying the 2010 disaster. Sabi niya, no, that's just a very small, that's a very, very small issue. And he went on covering his tracks. He went even as far as passing off the day-to-day control of the response to a different British petroleum executive. So while he was touring the coast of Louisiana to apologize, sabi niya, he would like his life back. Sabi niya, I would like to take my life back. Sabi niya dun sa mga reporters, no, sa Louisiana. And then Hayward, if you look at the story of the CEO, gina-downplay niya yung mga failures eh. No, when it was handed over to him, no, sabi niya, hindi. No, maayos to hanggang the 2010 disaster happened. No? And then after that, he still did not acknowledge that particular failure. And after that, ini-interview nga siya nun sa Louisiana coast. Sabi, ini-interview siya. What can you say about the disaster? Sabi sa kanya, I would like to take my life back. So Hayward, to be honest, he should have been honest with those affected, no, and follow through with his pledge to prioritize safety, with those affected. Instead, ang ginawa niya, he made an embarrassing misstep out of the misstep and found himself out of the job for being the CEO. So someone who's not acknowledging his failure and not sincere about the failure, and not only to be honest, bilang isang executive, isa sa mga pinakamahirap na i-manage is yung crisis management. Huwag na tayong lumayo. Naalala nyo ba yung nangyayari sa ABS-CBN na disaster na nagkaroon ng parang dami-daming tao na umattend yata sa isang program nila sa noontime show, tapos bumagsak yung malaking stage dahil hindi kinaya pala nung nagkaroon ng stampede at maraming naapektuhan, no? So maraming challenge sa CEO, no? One of their CEO back then was after one of their CEO, si FG, si Freddy, ang CEO nila, during that time, the CEO was handheld to a female CEO. So kinuwento niya yung sa book niya, one of the hardest leadership challenges being a manager of the crisis, kasi real life yan eh. Yung daming tao na namatay, nagkaroon ng problema, and they are in the press industry. No? Another story din ng isang failure ng isang leader na hindi ina-admit, no? Punta tayo sa isa pang story. Sa United States, merong isang company, ang pangalan niya Barnes and Noble, no? Di ko alam kung na-read nyo itong company na to. Itong company na to, apparently, meron silang ino-offer ng mga books, no? Books yan ang kanilang business, no? So, Barnes and Noble, actually, meron silang hinire. Ang pangalan ng CEO na to is Ron Boire or Bois. Bois. Ang spelling is B-O-I-R-E. No? He was the company CEO only after 11 months, no? So, there are times where, as a leader, you need to acknowledge your failure, no? And the company who put this CEO Ron Boire in the helm, tinanggal din siya after 11 months. Right? Because the company could not afford the lack of competence after so many failures of this CEO because natalo sila kay Amazon. Hindi na nag-work yung mga e-readers nila. No? So they made the aggressive move that he could not. No? The CEO back then does not acknowledge his failure. He doesn't want to fail. He doesn't want to try. He doesn't want to risk take. Kaya naungusan siya ni Amazon. Si Amazon naglabas na napakaraming e-reader and he could not be aggressive like that. No? Another one. Let's have another story. There's another classic debacle, no, in the auto industry name. There is a CEO Pangalan ng CEO na to si Martin Winterkorn. No? He's a Volkswagen CEO and he left the company very, very embarrassed, sabi niya, after all of the vehicles were found to have cheated the US emission test. Sinabi niya, he had no knowledge of wrongdoing on his part. Perhaps that was true, sabi niya. But his leadership failure was certainly in the culture he created. After Winterkorn's resignation in September 2015, si Bernd Osterloh, a member of the Volkswagen Supervisory Board, wrote a letter. He detailed a fearful environment within the company. Sabi niya doon, we need in the future a climate in which problems aren't hidden. Rather, problems should be openly communicated to superiors. Osterloh said, sabi niya, we need a culture in which it's possible and permissible to argue with your superior about the best way to go. Moral of the story, a good leader needs to be able to listen and acknowledge his failure, not just his success. So, back to our topic. To be really good in trading, you need to know kung saan ka mahina. Kailangan mong alamin kung saan ka nagkukulang. And you need to be comfortable feeling the failure. Coach, ang sakit mong pakinggan. Bakit comfortable in failing? Hindi ako pwede mag-fail. Kailangan push forward. Kailangan successful. Kailangan try and try. Minsan hindi mo na kailangang intindihin yung failure. So, bibigyan ko kayo ng definition. Ano ba ang tinatawag nating comfortable, no? Ang word na comfortable means relax and ease, no? Relax and ease. It came from the Latin word fortis or fortable, yung pinaka-root word niya fortis, which means to strengthen, no? To strengthen. Comfortable means relax and ease. Kabaligtaran, ang ibig sabihin ng failure is the omission of expected action. So, Coach Miranda Minor, bakit naman pagsasamahin si comfortable tsaka si failure? Ang definition nga nila magkaiba. Pati ang kanilang etymology. Magkaiba. Ang comfortable is iba sa failure. Bakit pagsasamahin? Bakit? Parang it doesn't make any sense. Ladies and gentlemen, if you become comfortable of your failure, means kilala mo ang sarili mo. Kilala mo kung ano ang problema. Kilala mo kung ano ang gagawin mo kung ito ay mangyayari. Alam mo kung ano ang pwedeng mangyari dahil alam mo at kilala mo ang sarili mo. But how can you be comfortable with failure? I will explain. There is a word called vulnerability. Vulnerability. Marami sa atin ang hindi vulnerable. Marami sa atin ang hindi nag-a-admit dahil sa kanila ang vulnerability is kahinaan. Dinefine ng society ang vulnerability bilang isang weakness. Dinefine ng society ang isang vulnerability ay isang sitwasyon sa iyong buhay na you're trying to give up, you're already capitulating. You're vulnerable, you're very manageable, you're very weak. Sabi ng society natin, that is how we define vulnerability. That is how we define vulnerability. But my question is, why do people hate failing and why do people hate vulnerability? Yung society natin ngayon, our society and our workplace doesn't treat failures equally. People don't want to fail. No? People don't want to fail. Sino ba naman sa atin ang gusto mag-fail? Sige nga, ikaw ba gusto mo mag-fail? Do you want to fail? Sino sa atin? You know, we as a trader, lumaki tayo sa society. I'm not talking about the trading quotient. I'm talking about the society itself. We don't want to fail because we don't because our company told us, ikaw, pag nag-score ka ng 5, hindi ka magaling, hindi ka mapopromote. Yung magulang natin, pag ikaw hindi umayos ng ugali, wala ka sa aking pasalubong. Okay. Sa society natin, if you don't contribute, you will have no role. No? Failure is something that the society does not condone. Failure is, in fact, dahil sa failure, dinefine natin ang pagkaramaraming scorecard. We defined so many scorecards. Sa mga nagtatrabaho dyan, no? Ilang scorecard meron every year? Paano ka binibigyan ng bonus? Paano dinidefine ng boss mo yung bonus mo? Sa performance. It's based on that performance. The society doesn't reward failure. That is the reason why people hate failing. No one wants to fail. Another reason why people hate failing is that of the gender bias. Okay? Gender bias. People, sabi nila, kapag ikaw daw ay babae, no? Or meron kang tinatawag na LGBTQ something na LGBTQA na mahaba, sabi nila, oh, you're lesser of a person dahil babae ka. So, karamihan sa mga babae, dahil lang Pilipinas is patriarchal, pati sa Japan patriarchal, because of the gender bias, mas lalong sinisipagan ng mga babae. No? Sinisipagan nila para sila maging successful, and in reverse, mas gusto nila na hindi na lang subukan. They just don't wanna try anymore because they hate failing. And after all, the society is actually rewarding success. The society is rewarding success. The society wants to reward people who are successful. The society gives a lot of views to people who are successful. The society gives a lot of social media mentions to all who are successful. That is how the society is created. Ang ating environment ngayon, guys, our environment today is ginawa para i-reward ang mga successful. And that is the reason why no one wants to be vulnerable. Tayo sa trading, automatically, ayaw nating magkamali. Ayaw nating subukan ang isang bagay na hindi natin alam dahil takot tayong magkamali. We don't want to try something because we are too scared that the society will go against us. We don't want to ask the questions because we don't want to be seen. Ayaw nating magtanong dahil ayaw nating makita. Ayaw nating makita dahil ayaw nating mapansin. I would rather not ask the questions. Vulnerability, starting today, should not be defined as a weakness. In trading, vulnerability is a skill. In trading, pag sinubukan mo ang isang bagay na hindi mo alam at naramdaman mo kung ano ang pakiramdam ng mali, that is strength. Subukan mong mag-trade. Puro ka panalo. Hindi ka natalo. Okay? At one time natalo ka. Anong pakiramdam? Susunod-sunod yan. Dahil you never know your weakness. You never know how to get liquidated. You never know yourself. Hindi mo kilala yung sarili mo kung paano ka magre-react doon sa isang sitwasyon na na-liquidate ka because you were never liquidated. You never know how to react on things because you never lost 50,000 pesos. You never know how to value money dahil hindi ko naman natalo ng 50,000 pesos. You will never know the value, sabi nga nila, tanong mo sa akin kung gaano ka-importante ang isang taon. Sa isang taong nag-aagaw buhay. Itanong mo sa akin kung gaano ka-importante ang isang buwan. Itanong mo dun sa tao na nakamiss ng mansari. Itanong mo sa akin kung gaano ka-importante ang isang oras. Doon sa tao na na-late na nag-present dahil sa isang napakagandang presentation na dapat na i-deliver niya yung sales stock niya at sana nakabenta siya ng bahay. Itanong mo sa akin gaano ka-importante ang isang minuto. Doon sa tao na na-late, no? At di nakaabot sa kanyang MRT train. Itanong mo sa akin kung gaano ka-importante ang 1 second. Itanong natin dun sa taon sa Olympics na natalo. sa pagtakbo. You would never know unless you try. You would never know unless you have been there. You would never know kung gaano kasakit matalo kung hindi ka pa natatalo. Paano ka magiging profitable if you've never experienced your limits? Vulnerability in trading is our most accurate measurement of trading quotient. Sabi ng isang kasabihan, courage daw, bravery is kung gaano ka kalakas sumigaw. Sabi niya yon. Ako naman ang sabi ko, courage is not measured based on how loud you shout, not how loud you roar, not how loud you speak. Courage is measured on that soft voice, whispering to yourself, I will do this again tomorrow. Vulnerability in trading, pag ikaw ay naging vulnerable, inalam mo yung mali mo. No? Hindi ko sinasabing magpakabobo ka. Sinasabi ko maging vulnerable ka, hayaan mong makita yung mali mo. Ay, hindi ako marunong mag-Fibonacci. Tatanungin ko si coach. Hindi ako marunong mag-plot ng moving average. Tatanungin ko yung mentor ko. Ay, hindi ko alam gamitin si MACD. Ay, mali yung RSI ko. I admire one of the moderators kanina. He is a moderator. And he asked this simple question, Coach, did I get this divergence correctly? Not all people in authority are like that. They would not show their weakness. They would not show their mistakes. No? He has actually shown, nagpakita siya ng isang tanong. Sorry. He has shown a question to the people, yung mga estudyante, and apparently he was wrong. And instead of saying that he is a leader, he just said, thank you for the comment. That is leadership for me. That is vulnerability for me. Kung alam mo kung ano ang iyong kahinaan, people who are vulnerable knows their weakness. Sila yung matatapang because alam nila hanggang saan ang limits nila. Alam nila, gusto nilang ipakita kung saan sila mali. Kaya nilang panindigan yun. They're willing to be seen. They were willing to be known. They're willing to be acknowledged. Vulnerability is your most accurate measurement of trading quotient. Kung ikaw yung taong hindi nagjo-journal ng losing trade, kung ikaw yung taong hindi nagtatanong ng hindi alam, you are not going to win. You need to acknowledge what is wrong first. Kailangan mong alamin kung saan ka mali. Only then you will know how to win. Embracing your trading weakness is risky, but not as dangerous as giving up on winning and profits. Totoo yun. Risky siya because the society will condone you. The society will condone you. The society will look at you and say, ang ano naman ito, hindi naman ito marunong. They would give you an opinion 10 times you would never know. They would look at you the way you talk, the way you look, the way you smile, the way you breathe. That is how the society is. But kung ikaw yung isang trader na kilala mo yung sarili mo na hindi ka marunong mag-Fibonacci, only then you will try to learn how to plot it. Only then you will try to know how to plot it. Another reminder, we eventually become profitable when we allow our most vulnerable self, our biggest loss, to be seen and known. We could only be profitable if we allow our most vulnerable self to be seen and known. Hindi mali ang magpakita ng pagkatalo. Only those who knows how to control themselves and share their weaknesses are the courageous people. They are the ones who are matatapang. because they know that they can control the situation. Diba? We eventually become profitable when we allow yourself. Ano ba yung pakiramdam ng mapahiya? Ano ba yung pakiramdam ng mabash? Ano ba yung pakiramdam na ma-criticize? Ano ba yung pakiramdam ng matalo? People who are famous today have felt how to be embarrassed in the past. People who are excellent in trading have learned how to lose. People who are very good in what they do failed fast. You don't know the value of losing until ma-experience mo siya. Sa isang pamilya, hindi mo malalaman ang value ng isang miyembro ng pamilya hanggat mawala siya sa'yo. Diba? Hindi mo alam na masakit ang mawala ng isang miyembro ng pamilya if you've never experienced it. You don't know the value of losing your trade if you're never lost. Paano mo malalaman ang value ng isang stop loss kung hindi ka nagka-loss? Paano mo malalaman ang value ng isang stop limit kung hindi mo naramdaman yung need to put a limit? Yung tapang mo na gawin ang isang bagay, mas lalo kang tumatapang kasi alam mo yun ang limitasyon mo. Mas lalo kang tumatapang kasi alam mo you're going to reach your limit at hinahayaan mong hindi yon mangyari. Ang tanong, paano mo malalaman na limit mo siya kung hindi mo man naranasan? How would you know that it's your limit? Enter Trading Journal. Your trading journal is the birthplace of profitability, controlled losses, funny stories, and that best trader's quotient. Ulitin ko ha, para makilala mo ang iyong sarili, para makilala mo ang iyong kamalian, para malaman mo ang iyong limits, isulat mo siya. Write it down. Write down the funny stories of how you traded. Write down the sad stories, your emotions. Your trading journal is the birthplace of that profitability. Yan ang birthplace ng inaantay mong pera. Isulat mo lahat dyan. Funny stories, controlled losses, aha moments, etc., etc., etc. Finally, what I'd like to say is this. I will challenge you today. Here's my call to action sa'yo. If you've never experienced failing, fail today. Fail today para pag nag-bull market, lahat tayo masaya. Fail today para pag nag-bull market, sisiw na sa'yo si bull market. Fail today so pag nag-bear market ulit, you know how to control yourself in the future. Fail today para you acknowledge and you could already be also someone that could share your best stories. Fail today so you know how to experience the true success. Lastly, sasabihin ko sa inyo, it's not your critic that counts. Hindi yung taong nagpo-point out how a man stumbles or where the doer of the deeds could have done them better. I would leave you with this statement. The credit belongs to you, the trader who is in the trading arena, whose face is marred by the blood of liquidation, who strives and learns from his trading mistakes, who errs, who comes short again and again, but who does actually journal to understand his issues. And when you win, you know the taste of true profit, the taste of that green P&L more than someone who won by chance. Because you know if you fail, at least you fail while daring greatly. at least you fail while on your performance. At least you fail and you did well after that. With that said, guys, I hope you learned something today. I hope you learned something in our Friday Real Talk na hindi maling magkamali. Sometimes it's okay not to be okay in trading. Sometimes it's okay not to be okay. No? You need to fail fast and then fail forward. Coach Miranda Miner will talk about success. He will talk about greatness. He will talk about great performance. Pero lahat naman na nagpe-perform, may weakness eh. Lahat naman ng performance may weakness. Diba? Lahat ng mga performers may weakness. Last year, I think it was last year, I made an article about The Last Dance. Di ko alam kung nakapanood nyo yun sa Netflix, no? So, it was the story of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls in the fall of 1997. You know, hinayaan niyang magkaroon ng film crew to follow them as far as they went for their 6th NBA title in 8 seasons. It's a very, 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 nako, panoorin niyo yan, guys. It's actually a documentary. Sorry. Documentary of, how you, as a great star, how you started to acknowledge your failures. You know, he was actually si Jordan, he was an emerging star sa high school team niya dati. No, until he became a worldwide marketing and cultural figure. No? So, maganda, panoorin mo yan. Bakit tinawag na Last Dance? Panoorin mo yan. Of course, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen. Panoorin mo yan. Of course, Phil Jackson. Hindi siya mawawala dyan. You need to watch that. Documentary of the failures and how you trust your team. I made an article on that actually. I posted somewhere. So, balik tayo sa trading. Trading, obviously, is something na kailangan mong i-master. Trading, I mean, you need to master. But you cannot master something until you fail for it.
Subscribe, like, follow, and share. Sige na please, Ka Miranda.